good evening, good morning. I don't know what time it is for you. Um, so this is going to be the video on one-step equations with negatives, multiply and divide. Please, I beg you, do not take shortcuts, okay? I understand you may find shortcuts, but it's important to know how to do these steps for when the problems get harder. So, f over 5, which means f divided by 5, equals negative 8. Our goal is to get f by itself, just one f. F equals some number. Okay. The way to do this, and if you think about it, is if I take this side and I multiply this by 5 or 5 over 1, you see how 5 and 5 cancel each other out, and I end up with just f over 1, and that's my goal. F divided by 1 is just f. So if I multiply one side of the equation by 5, to keep it balanced, I need to multiply the other side of the equation by 5. So negative 8 times 5 is negative 40. Once again, I know people are going to be tempted to take shortcuts. Please, please, please don't do it. I promise you it will make your job a lot easier. Now, of course, you know me. I'm going to check my work. And I'm going to check it by plugging in negative 40 for f. So negative 40 divided by 5. Well, let's see. Negative 40, a negative divided by positive is a negative. And 40 divided by 5 is 8. And that checks out with that. So I am good. All right, let's move to the next one. Negative 7/4 equals 2/5 t. All right, this one may not be as easy as the previous problem. Hello, Sam. My son Sam is sitting with me watching me make this video. He just came by from the other room. Say hi to everybody, Sam. Come here.
Goo goo gaga.
Don't say goo goo gaga. Come to the microphone and say hi.
Alan, we have a dog.
We have a dog. What's the dog's name?
Mrs. Miyagi, but I want her name to be Mia.
Okay, her name's Mrs. Miyagi. He wants the dog's name to be Mia. So there you go. A little entertainment from my little buddy Sam. So, negative 7/4 equals 2/5 t. And just like any other problem I've told you, our goal is to ultimately get t by itself. All right, well, there's a neat little property in math that if I multiply something by its reciprocal, the resulting answer is 1. So for example, 2/5, its reciprocal is 5 over 2. So just to kind of show you on the side here, 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. And 10 over 10 is equal to 1 or 1t, right? So that basically accomplished our goal, is that we were able to get 1t. So if I multiply one side of the equation by 5 over 2, I need to multiply the other side of the equation by, you got it, 5 over 2. So this is a positive times a negative, which makes the answer a negative. Numerator is 5 times 7, which is 35. Denominator is 2 times 4, which is 8. And folks, that is our answer, negative 35 over 8. But you know me, I'm going to check the answer. So I'm going to do 2/5 times negative 35 over 8. All right. Well, first of all, I have a positive times a negative. My answer is going to be a negative. All right. Now, also, before I multiply, guys, once again, take the time to simplify. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. Can I simplify 2 and 8? I absolutely can. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. How about 35 and 5? Absolutely. 5 goes into itself once. 5 goes into 35 7 times. Right? So I already know the answer. Let's change the color here. I know the answer is going to be a negative, but my numerator is going to be 1 times 7, which is 7, and my denominator is 1 times 4, which is 4. And am I smiling? I sure am, because these two match each other. All right, let's go to the next problem. I don't know if it's the last one. So this one has a multiplication, not a division. 3t equals negative 8.16. Well, just like in the previous problems, my goal is to get 1t by itself. Well, if I have 3t, and I want to get 1t, look what happens. I can divide 3 by 3, right? 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times t, that's my goal. And on this side, I also need to divide by 3. Remember, whatever operation I do to one side of the equation to keep it balanced, I have to do to the other side. Right, Sam? Sam is nodding his head. Just say something.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. Sam is 6, so he does this kind of math all the time. So negative 8.16 divided by 3. I call this, by the way, keep your neat work over here and your scrap work kind of on the side. So I'm going to do this. A negative divided by a positive is going to give me a negative answer. Now I'm going to do 8.16 divided by 3. I'm going to call this my scrap work. So 3 goes into 8. Decimal point's going to be right there. 3 goes into 8. 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Remainder is 2. Bring down the 1. 3 goes into 21. 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. No remainder, so I bring down my 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. And I am done. So the answer is negative 2.72. All right, that's my answer. Let's check our work. Our work would be 3. I'm just going to do times this way because I'm going to end up having to, you know, do the work. Negative 2.72. All right. Well, let's get the sign out of the way. This is a 7, by the way. A positive times a negative is a negative. That's an ugly 7, folks. 3 times 2 is going to be 6. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. I got to carry 2 decimal places over, so 1, 2 puts the decimal point right there. So I get negative 8.16. Does that put a smile on my face? Yes, it does, because negative 8.16 is what I have there and there. So I solved it. I checked it. Don't be lazy. All right. Now, one more. This one's probably a little bit difficult. Let me see what's after this. Yep, this is the last one. T divided by 5/12 equals negative 3/10. Okay, so this one's a little bit trickier because you're looking at it and you're like, well, what does it mean? T divided by 5/12. So let's kind of look at this. Divided by is the same as T over 1 times the reciprocal, which is 12/5, right? So really, another way of writing this side right here, t divided by 5/12 is really the same as 12 over 5 times t. All right, I want you to think about that. Or if you think about it, numerator is 12t over 5. These basically mean the same thing. I want you to look at this for a second. 12 over 5 times t on the outside. Or if you, let me use the magic pen because it's always fun to do that, which is really the same as 12 over 5 times t over 1, which is 12t over 5, which is this right here. See how that disappeared? All right. Hey, where's my circle? There it is. Look at that. It's gonna... What? It's supposed to highlight what I have here. Looks like my pen doesn't want to work right.
Look, white pen.
So there you go. Right there. 12t over 5, which is the same as... That didn't work. Oops. As what I had up here is 12 over 5t. All right. So, after all that long explanation, let's get back to solving the problem. So 12t over 5 equals negative 3/10. Well, my goal is to get this side to be just t. So what would I multiply by? And we talked about this earlier. I'd actually multiply by the reciprocal of 12 over 5, which is 5 over 12. If you think about it, this would be 60t over 12 times 5 is 60. 60 divided by 60 is 1 or 1t. Well, if I multiply one side by 5/12, I need to multiply the other side by 5/12. And this is where I remind you, don't be lazy. Take the time to how do you call it? Oh, simplify before you multiply. So I'm going to simplify in purple. 10 and 5, can I simplify? Absolutely. 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 10 twice. How about 3 and 12? Absolutely. 3 goes into itself once, 3 goes into 12 4 times. So when I multiply across, first of all, this is a negative times a positive, gives me a negative answer. And the numerator is 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 4 is 8. So the answer is negative 1/8. Now, I need a little bit of room. Hello, Sam. What do you need? Hi.
I'm finally hugging the dog.
You're hugging the dog? All right, well, I'm almost done with this math problem, buddy. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to um, give myself a little bit of room so you guys can see my check over here on the side. So t is negative 1/8, so that's negative 1/8 divided by 5/12, okay? So negative 1/8 divided by 5/12 is mathematically the same as negative 1/8 times 12/5, right? So negative 1/8 times 12/5. Can I simplify anything before I multiply? Absolutely. The 8 and 12 simplify. 4 goes into 8 twice. 4 goes into 12 3 times. All right. This is a negative right here times a positive makes the final answer a negative. So the numerator is going to be 1 times 3 is 3. Now, denominator is 2 times 5 is 10. So negative 3/10 is what I get when I check it. Perfect. I smile. You smile. Sam smiles. We all smile. Right, Sam?
Not smiling.
You're not smiling. Okay, he's got an attitude. Take care, guys.